I'm going to tell you another story about when we lived out in Marana. And when we moved out there, we decided that we wanted to do all the right things, so we were going to raise our own food. Our beef, our pork, have a huge vegetable garden. So we would go into the local dairy and we're able to buy day-old calves for $5. Excuse me. And we'd bring them home. My first adventure was learning how to feed them, because you had this bottle that was about a foot long, and you would put the formula in there and you'd feed it. Well, they would butt that bottle, and if you weren't ready for that, it was going to knock you right on your rear, because as a calf they would have to butt the udder to be able to get the milk. So I learned how to do that. We would grow them until they got to a certain age and then make them a steer. Well, after a couple times, we decided, let's see what it would be like if we left them as a bull and see what the meat was like. Well, as they grew, got to be about 1,800 pounds, we had to electrify the fence around the pen where the bull was kept. So I would go out and I'd take a fleck of hay and I would reach over the top of the fence and put it in the feeder, and that was fine. But one day I went out, and it happened to be that time of the month. I went up to the pen, I took the fleck of hay, put it over the top of the electrified fence, and the bull looked up, and you know those cartoons where the little hearts come out of the animal's eyes or the person's eyes? Well, that's what I saw in the bull. And I'm thinking, oh, this is not good. All of a sudden, that bull reared up on his back legs, came down on top of the fence, pulled the electrical out. Well, there was no place that I could go, because the pens were at the back of the property. The tack room was too far away for me to run, and I'm thinking, I am just dead. So I was backing up, and we were in the process of building a new tack room. I picked up this 2x4, and I waited for the bull to charge with the heart still coming out of his little eyes. And that bull I reared up as hard as I could, came down in between the middle of that bull's eyes with that 2x4. Down he went. Well, 1,800 pounds, what am I going to do with him? And we couldn't just let him run around on the property. You know, at that point, I'm the only one out there. So I go and get the horse, saddle it, which I'd probably only done a couple times, got the rope, tied it around the saddle, went and tied it around the bull, drug the bull back into the pen, put the fence back up, put the electrified part back up, and said, we are never having another bull again. So that was my close encounter with an animal, and I didn't ever want to do that again. I have lots of other stories about living on the farm, on the ranch, out there. Being a city girl who's trying to be a farm lady was an interesting endeavor, but that was one that I don't think I'll ever forget. I'm going to share with you today a quote that comes from James Barrie. Those who bring sunshine into the lives of others cannot keep it from themselves. I hope that as each day that you move along, that you are bringing sunshine, because, you know, life is not very long, really. And let's be happy and feel good about it. I am so glad you've joined me. If you can think of other stories that you shared with me, please email me. It's bonnie.pegs@outlook.com. I'd love to share them with you. I hope that you have a blessed day.